Hi, my name is Dean Viglione. I'm from navsport.com.au, part of the Getting Started program. I'll be speaking with Sam Lyle today from the Equestrian Federation. Hi, I'd like to welcome Sam Lyle to NavSport's Getting Started program. He's the National Assistant Coach for eventing in the sport of equestrian. How are you today, Sam?
Well, thanks, Dean. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. What are some of the benefits of getting started in the sport of eventing in equestrian?
Well, look, firstly, I need to say the sport of equestrian is quite a big banner. It encompasses obviously the eventing that I'm involved with, but also pure dressage, pure show jumping, and everything from endurance riding, camp drafting, pony club. So there's a massive range of disciplines that you can be involved in under the sport of equestrian, which makes it a great sport that you can find what actually fits in best with you and what you like the best. I think being able to be involved with the horses, that's obviously a great thing. The camaraderie, or camaradereship, I guess, the bonding you can get with the horse. It's a sport you can partake in from a very early age right through to an older age, which is a great benefit.
Sam, what are the ages you can get started in the sport of equestrian?
Look, I guess you can start riding from a very early age. Through the pony club system, they start with people as young as 2, but they sort of generally get riders in at about 4 years of age.
Okay, and the oldest?
Look, there's no limit. There's no age limit to be able to compete. You'll see people out riding in the different disciplines up to 60, 70, even 80 years of age.
What are the participation rates like in your sport?
Look, again, that's a hard thing to say because, as I explained, there's such a massive umbrella. Within the EFA, there's thousands of members that may be competing at any one weekend throughout the country, whether that's in their chosen discipline or not. So there's definitely a number of people every weekend throughout the country.
Could somebody make a living out of this sport?
Yeah, we try. Look, for sure. There's different ways to make a living, whether you get more into the competing horses, whether you get more into the coaching, or more into the selling of horses.
Can you make a career out of being a trainer?
Yeah, that's something. There's quite a good program through the Pony Club that their members can work in towards becoming instructors, or you can do an Equiskills program, which is run in conjunction with the Equestrian Federation of Australia and younger people, and that gives them a training certificate of what skills they know and where they're going. Or we're also involved with the NCAS scheme, which is for coaches with level 1, level 2 and level 3 coaches.
So Sam, how would someone get started in the sport of eventing in equestrian?
As a rider, I mean, the easiest way to get started is just to duck down to your local riding school. You can pay a certain amount, go and have a half-hour group lesson just to get a feel for it. Or then if you decide to take the next step and actually get your own horse, Pony Club's usually a great way to get started. It does definitely cater for people that are very new to the sport, and it will show them simple things as how to put them on the floats, correct and safe horse handling.
And what are the costs involved in getting started?
Well, look, as I said, the first thing I would suggest if someone wants to try it is get down to your local riding school. So that way you haven't had to, it's $30 say for a half-hour lesson. It's a cheap way to get into it. Once you start looking to get your own horse, you can find a horse for $500. You can get a pony or something. You do need to be careful to buy a suitable horse. Obviously that's an extra part of the sport, is having a horse that's suitable for that level of rider. And then once you have the horse, you need to have a little bit of care for the horse and some gear that goes along with that.
So Sam, if people want more information, do you have a website they can go to?
Look, there's a couple of different websites. They can go to the Pony Club website, which is www.ponyclubaustralia.com.au, or the EFA website, which is www.equestrian.org.au. Both of those will give them some information, or they can just, in their local yellow pages, look up a riding school and duck down there.
How successful are Australians internationally at this sport?
Look, we've actually been hugely successful. There was 3 gold medals won in a row at Barcelona, Atlanta and then Sydney Olympics. That's in the discipline of eventing. Within the other disciplines that are Olympic disciplines, the dressage and the show jumping, they're getting stronger and stronger. They haven't won a gold medal, but it's only a matter of time.
Who leads the world in the sport of equestrian?
Again, there's the different disciplines. In the dressage and the show jumping, you would have to say Germany on the whole. There's obviously some countries will come up and be successful at one championships, but on the whole, Germany is very strong. In the sport of eventing, Australia is probably ranked in the top 3. There's Australia, the UK, and then the French or the Americans as well.
And so what are some of the other benefits of events riding, Sam?
Look, something that I think is a great fun thing and a benefit is that even as a low-level rider, you get to compete against and with Olympic gold medalists. The sport is judged on what level you compete, is judged on what horse you're riding. So someone who's been to the Olympics on a young horse will then compete against someone who's just starting out, which I thought was great when I started. You know, I'm riding along and there's Matt Ryan, a dual gold medalist. I think that adds a real, it's not something you can see doing many other sports. You can't go and swim against Ian Thorpe, say, or play golf against Tiger Woods, which I think it's great.
Who are the most successful Australians in the sport?
Look, I mean, there's obviously the Roycroft dynasty. A lot of people that don't know about the sport have heard the Roycroft name, but the Roycrofts are now getting a little older. Wayne Roycroft's actually the head coach, so he's not competing anymore. The biggest names in the sport of eventing would be Stuart Tinney, Shane Rose, Megan Jones, Wendy Schaefer. I mean, I can rattle off a bunch of names of very successful riders, Australian riders. In show jumping, you've still got Vicky Roycroft's competing, but there's a new wave coming through as well. I think one thing that's great about our sport is it's such a friendly sport. You can come down and you'll be walking the course and there'll be someone who's a more senior rider to you and you can ask them for advice, and it's really happy to help other people and welcome people, and there's a great atmosphere and great feel to the sport of equestrian.
Thanks for joining us today, Sam, and being a part of NAV Sports Getting Started program.
Mate, it was an absolute pleasure. I hope it's been helpful to people.
Thank you again.